literally immediately after I got done tuning the engine. I'm talking new spark plugs, new spark plug wires, check for spark on all the cylinders. Timed the engine, had 34 degrees total timing, tuned the carb. It was all running great. It started right away, idled fine, but I figured I'd check my oil again because the first time I changed the oil, there was a lot of water in it. And I wasn't too worried because it was the first change. I thought it's just been sitting for too long, but I checked it again and still a lot of water is in the oil. So it turns out that, or I thought that it was gonna be a blown head gasket. So I ended up having to break the engine down, and here's where we landed at. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Oil on the left, I changed 2.5 days ago, 3 days ago. I only idled and I didn't go ever around the block once in it. So, I mean, just a lot of old oil was probably in there. That's why it's black and it's not milky yet. But I pulled the dipstick out. And it was just water droplets, straight clear on the dipstick, no oil whatsoever. When I drained it out, it sounded like just water crashing down. Yeah, it sounded exactly like that, water crashing down from the tent. Probably gonna be a blown head gasket, might be a cracked block, but I'm gonna break it down before I do anything else. I'll break down the head gasket, check that out, look for any cracks in the blocks, check the pistons, see if there's any damage, but it just sucks. All right, tear down's ensuing. Our intake's about ready to come off. We took the valve covers off just to get a closer work. As you can see, that kind of looks like oil, that kind of looks like water. Crazy how that works, huh? So getting closer to finding the mystery of what has been causing low compression and what has been plaguing this engine. Like I said, I got it running good, just timing it right and tuning the carburetor, but low compression is no good. 10 to 15 pounds while running is not ideal. Water in the oil. Only thing to do is to figure out what's wrong with it. Rest in peace. Coolant and cylinders 3, 5, and 7. All right, everybody, back here again. We tore the whole engine down yesterday, checked the damage. It turned out to be a blown head gasket. Like I said before, I saw it because there's water in the oil. When I drained it, you could see I pulled the dipstick. It was all clear, it was all water. But here's what it looks like for people who have seen maybe an engine block or the head's removed. So the head gasket, actually, where's the, right here? The head gasket itself didn't have any cracks in it completely. You know, it's got these, the gasket is blown out right here, but no cracks going to the cylinder, so no like very evident cracks, you know? But you can see the wet parts like in the middle where it's a lot darker. Miscoloration is really what you're looking for when you look at these. If there's no cracks, you're looking for miscoloration. So we got a wet spot in the middle, some wet spots up top, and then if we correlate that to the block, that was reversed, but either way, wet spots in the middle and then wet spots on the top. When we correlate that to the block, you can see on the block, the middle of cylinders 3 and 5, it's very evidently a lot darker. That's where coolant was passing through into the cylinders. And then on the top of 7, you can also see it being a lot darker right here, and that's where coolant was passing through. So Coolant was getting into 3, 5, and 7, and on the passenger side, not at all, which is good. All right, we were really hoping that there wouldn't be that much damage to the surface of the block. We were hoping that it was just, you know, leaking into, or coolant was just leaking to the head gasket, and that would really be the only damage. But we got the block down to bare metal, and we saw that there was pitting. So, fuck, dude. All right, so we got some pitting on the block here. Not the best. The block is probably completely screwed. So right now I'm trying to decide whether it's gonna be worth it to buy a whole new block, find another Chevy 350 used, swap to LS, put a comes in. We don't know what we're gonna do. So gonna take a break, clean everything up, probably pull this engine out, and we'll move on from there. But right now we're in a bit of predicament. We'll see what happens. All right, see ya.